So today I'm going to be unboxing my new e-bike, and this is an adult e-bike, 1,000 watts. It has max speed of 28 miles per hour and a range of 37 miles. This product was a gift that was sent to me by the company, but I chose this product because I wanted an e-bike that just, had a little bit cooler of an edge look, fat tires, pedal assist. If you look at the picture, or when I'm done, you'll see it looks like a cafe racer. So I thought that was really neat about the bike. Super simple build. All the tools come with it. I'm going to go ahead, set it up. I'll show you all the parts and pieces and get it put together so that I can take it on its first ride. So first, unpackaging it so I could give you the full view of all the parts and pieces. And it was real easy to put in. The hardest part was kind of making it stand up. The bike is about 90 pounds, and to be able to put it standing like that, I had to modify a little foam block that I'll show you in a second. So here you can see I took one of the foam blocks that it came with in the packing, and all I did was notch out a little piece right here and just put it on the shifter. And it held it in place throughout the build, but if you happen to have a bike stand, it would be easier. Otherwise, this worked well. Okay, so I have everything out of the box. Here's everything that comes with it. You have the front tire, the front fender, the rest of the bike. This is pretty much all assembled except the handlebars. They're tucked right in here. Got to loop them around and put them on. Then here's all the other pieces. We have the charger, the back foot pegs. They go right here by the kickstand and on the other side. Of course, the pedals, the bike lock, all the tools. There's an assortment of tools. License plate little bracket goes right here under the tail light. Then you have a bike mount, foam mount. So it's a foam mount that goes on a bike. So that's pretty cool. Then you have a little pump and the user manual. The tires don't come inflated, so you have to pump those up yourself. So the first step is going to be to put the handlebars where they belong. So I'm going to have to loosen this bracket, kind of take the top and swing it around, and then put it back on, bolt it on. I'm going to do it in fast forward, that way you can kind of see it real quick. Otherwise it would take a little while. I think the entire build, it took me about 45 minutes. There was a step, it was kind of hard to take the clamp off the top. So I took a little hammer and just kind of tapped it off and then tapped it back down. But you want to make sure that you use something that it's not going to scrape up the actual mount. So then right here, I did the front clamp, screwed it back on, and then the handlebars are in place, and we're on to the next step. Make sure that you don't forget this part. So these little plugs, I forgot to put them in there. So I'm going to have to take off the handlebars and replace them. Next is going to be the tires. You're going to use these two tools. We're going to unscrew the nut and the little keeper. So you see it right here. You'll unscrew it and put it on the front. Now this is going to be easier with two people, but I actually did it by myself. I just put the handlebars on my shoulder, scooted the little pad out the way, and put the forks right on there. Now you want to make sure that the brake disc goes in between the two brakes, because if you happen to squeeze the brakes, it'll close them. It'll be hard to put them in there. Now we're going to put the little keeper back on and replace that outer nut. Again, I'm going to do this in fast forward because it would just take too long to just sit there and watch me turn these wrenches. And now we move on to the front fender. So you just undo this bolt, bolt it on, and then on each side there's a little screw. Just screw it. That's going to hold the front fender in place. Next step is going to be the pedals. Now you can see it says right and left. So the stickers match. You can see on the little bar it says left, the other one says right. Again, use this little multi-wrench tool. So I already inflated the tires, but that would be a step you want to be very careful. Make sure that you inflate them correctly. It says 20 psi, so you want to put about 20 psi in there. It doesn't come with a gauge, so I pumped it up to it was kind of firm, and then I used the little gauge that I had. You want to make sure that the tire is sitting firmly on the edge of the rim. So the final step before we can turn it on is plugging in the screen. You want to make sure you line up the two arrows. There we go. And then adjust the screen to face you in the angle that you'd like it. Now, everything looks set up good. We'll go ahead and turn it on. So you hold down the power button for 3 seconds and the screen should come on. Awesome. We have power. That's it. Everything's hooked up good. Now that I have it fully assembled, I think that was a really easy build. I liked it, enjoyed the whole process. And something I did in video was I went back over all the nuts and bolts and screws, made sure everything was tight so that nothing falls off or nothing comes loose while I'm riding it. Just for reference, I'm 5'7", 176 pounds. So you can just see, my size on the bike as a reference. But everything looks good. It operates very well, and I look forward to taking it on its first ride.